Okay, well, fancy that on a stick. Now, about what happened there in the previous episode, I think I need to explain that. Well, see, my laptop kind of did not get any power from the wall socket, and the battery was running low. So I was running out of time to, like, end the video, and I couldn't actually get that sorted. And then all of a sudden, as if by magic, everything worked again. Okay, I'm cool with that. Let's let's go back and do some scratches. Yeah. Also, I mentioned that I also wasn't feeling too hot the last time. Well, I'm feeling a lot harder this time, and I am sharing this because well, yeah, I never thought I'd actually say this, but it actually feels great to be able to fart again with abandon. Moving on, we have a game to play. So, we have a greenhouse to find. I don't think it's over this way, but let me just pull up the walkthrough and... yep, we are not supposed to be going this way. Over here is... yeah, that's the greenhouse. Okay, well, we do have an oil can. Let's see if we can take care of that. Hey! Thick mist struck me in the eyes as I entered the barren greenhouse, and the smell of long-dried plants and dirt permeated the air. Okay, yeah, you may see the glinting thing there. That's going to be important, but actually getting to it is really not that simple, as I recall. First, we go upstairs. Just ignore all this for the time being. So the upper walkway was livelier than below due to several plants that had somehow managed to subsist on it. Well, that's a hell of a thing. That is true. The branches of a huge tree made walking the upper walkway very difficult. Some badass tree though. Tea is great. And I am reading ahead on walk. Walk around to your left. Notice there's a shovel stuck in the dirt. I did very much notice this. There was a shovel in the planter, but it was stuck in the soil. Okay. A large hose was lying on the walkway. Okay. Have we successfully picked up a hose? No. Where's the damn hose? Okay, I'm guessing the hose is hanging down. Believe it or not, that's actually what we want. Ah. Hello, this looks a bit more familiar. February 7th. As much as I regret it, I've decided to stop caring for the greenhouse. All my efforts to save the plants have been in vain. I just can't seem to figure out what is wrong with them. It has been a few weeks since they began falling apart to pieces, dying without any apparent cause. Some of them would just crumble at the slightest touch. This is not only frustrating, but very unsettling. Every time I enter the place, I can feel a sense of dread and decay. What I most regret is the condition of that rare plant I brought from South Africa. It's now all sad-looking and almost dried up. I will take it upstairs and look after it, hoping it will get more sunlight, assuming that everything that has been happening here has a natural explanation. Death is surrounding this place, and I can't seem to do anything about it in spite of my concerns. I can't help thinking that all of this began when I brought that... I wonder... No, I have to put those thoughts aside. I should stop reading all those sinister books. They are getting under my skin. No, fumigator, okay. Ooh, I can cut stuff. So, what was all that good for again? Okay. Yes, we need to do this. More on that later. That is basically saving a lot of time. A lot of time otherwise spent backtracking. I think we are supposed to click the hose once more. Ah, yeah. There. Good now. Now we actually need to get the water going. And we do that in the basement of all places, but never fear, the light is on this time. So that's not the way we want to go. Yeah. Will we maybe get some remarks? No? Okay. This wheel apparently turns on the water. And moving it with your bare hands is a no-go. Good thing we have something different. Let's try that again. No. Stick the crowbar in. And then hammer it, apparently. And we do need to bring that crowbar. Now, maybe you just heard some running water sounds when I turned the wheel, but I personally did not, so... And back to the greenhouse we go. Tell you what, I'll just make a cut here and return to you when I'm at the greenhouse. Won't really won't take long. But of course it wouldn't take very long for you. Silly me. Okay, let's see. Right, first we have to connect the thing to the thing. Yeah, that's how you connect things. And now we have successfully turned on the water. That allows us to get a shovel. Okay. Okay, I'm told something happened right at that. Hey, what? What just happened? Well, anyway, about the shiny little thing. Which used to be... Oh, which still is here. Some shiny object underneath the grating. Whatever it was, there was no way I could reach it. Okay. Why don't I turn on the water? Oh. Okay. I think that was supposed to happen. But I can't be sure. Let's see. Use these on that thing. Okay. So now what? Oh, oops. Yeah. The key is slightly out of reach by now. Either way. I should originally have done it in a slightly different order. But hey. Okay, click forward twice, once and twice. Then turn right and click once. Over here. What's this? That's something. Possibly not the thing I'm here to find. Continue until you see a tree in the middle of a pool of water. That will be that one. And okay, the tree had a little hole in space which allows some water to pass through. Right. Can I please just go there? Ah, okay, that's how you do it. Key get. I've been through a lot to get that small key. Ain't that the truth? Okay, so now that we have the key, we go back to the manor and enter the study of all places. Oh, something happened to my mobile phone again. Okay. Oh yeah, right. There was that drawer in the desk thing that used to be locked. Now it's not locked anymore. Okay, let's try this thing first. Okay. Now, if you know your phone thing, the buttons on the phone corresponding to a letter, this will probably make a bit more sense. We need to set this to 590 9 and 7. Okay, maybe that really doesn't make a lot of sense either. What? Ah. Well, there you go. Supposedly it's the password for Robin. Why? I have no idea. Okay. Ah, yeah. And now I see a little better. First, put the thing in that position. Note that there are two knobs, one on this side and one on this side. Now I have the thing in that position, and now I click this once. And now I do like so. And click here. And that apparently solves that puzzle. How I would know I'm supposed to do all that, I have no idea. But we have another key. And some small minor loot. And we have some papers from March 21st, 1963. Dear Catherine, first of all, I beg you to take the utmost care in order to keep this letter away from James. And suddenly it's in his desk drawer. Well, shit, son. I don't like to think of the mental breakdown he would suffer if he reads this. You know James much better than I do, so you must share my conviction that he'd never harm anything. But even so, I'd ask you to be careful whenever he's around, at least until we sort out this situation. He has been especially unstable lately, speaking about his determination to suppress this so-called curse. I truly fear for him, and for his sanity. I still wouldn't say he qualifies as a dangerous, but just in case, be cautious. I've been playing the role of an ally who believes in James, and so far I think I've done a good job in convincing him, but I'm afraid it won't last for too much longer. I can't do all the things he's now asking me to. He has been delving into some very obscure arts, and what began as a hobby has now become a dangerous obsession. He wants me to perform an African ritual on that awful mask he brought. He's convinced he has released an ancient spirit which will harm everything he loves and cares for. It's all so utterly insane that I'm ashamed to translate this into words. My biggest fear is that I will end up losing my own mind along with his. I have to put an end to all of this. And about that other issue, you should know I've gotten over it. Catherine, what we all did 2 years ago, the decision we made and knew would affect the course of our lives, has been haunting my sleep ever since then. I know you must be the one more affected by this, but you wouldn't understand all that has been going through my head. The confusion, the contradiction, and now more than ever. I'm not sure whether it was the right decision or not, but there's no turning back, and we must face the consequences. All I wanted to say about this is that I am deeply sorry if I behaved erratically these past days and unnerved you. You have my word, I won't ever reveal anything. Whatever you do with this letter, make sure James doesn't feel anything suspicious. I'd rather have you destroy this, though. Extreme situations require extreme measures. Christopher. That's their doctor. And note the thing he said there about a decision 2 years ago. That was about their dead child. And James apparently found out about it. Somehow his wife ended up dead. Somehow James ended up dead as well. Someone is running around in this house who is not them, and presumably not Christopher either. And yeah, here we are sitting with a mask. Yeah, so by the way, what I said about the collection of newspapers upstairs, well, you know, yeah, okay, it could absolutely have been Christopher, the doctor, who put them there. Yeah, oops, I guess. Let's see, we have that thing, and let's see, that is that. And now we are going to go and visit some other part of the mansion thing. And this is not the way to go there. Here we are. And I'm told that the clock face should show you if you make progress in the game. Kinda neat, actually. This time we go over here. And here is a chapel. There was a reference to vandalizing the chapel in one of the previous videos. Well, yeah, we'll see if we get to do any of that. The clock produced a loud noise that echoed in the quietness of the area. It made me wonder about the secrets that had been kept safe and undisturbed in here for years. Not even inside the chapel did I perceive a peaceful environment. The deadly stillness was deeply unnerving. Mr. Alfred really can't catch a break, can he? And that is not a creepy imagery at all. Okay. Stairs. We should go up here first. Oh yeah. There. Holy Bible. And there are words in it. Oh! Well. There's also a heavy nail in it. You don't see that every day. Okay, I do believe we are done up here. Hi. Well, that's unfortunate. No use for the chalice. No use for light switches. Huh. It was some kind of small metal ring. Well, well, well. Something appears to be missing there, don't you think? Yeah, right. Apparently there's something more I need to do. Let's see, if I do this... Well, hey! Okay, I apparently had to remove that thing before that thing would thingamajig. Okay, so surprise and surprises, stick the nail in the foot and... What do you mean that wasn't useful? Come on! Okay. There we go. The nail inserted in the hole now. And what do we do about that? Huh. Something was curiously different about the inward sign now. Okay, long story short, use your crowbar on it, as you do. Huh. You know, if this were Project Zero, we'd be in trouble now. Or seeing as this isn't Project Zero, or Fatal Frame if you so prefer, we're good. Oh, should I go down from up here? Yeah, apparently, yeah. Okay. Ah, we have a candle. That's nice. Maybe we should get a move on. March 26th. The folklore of the Dalmar is just as disturbing as their vicious attacks. If my researchers have been correct, then I could have stumbled upon one of the most ancient tribes ever known to humanity, dating back to the era where the so-called Bushmen inhabited South Africa. We're talking over 20,000 years ago. How could any civilization manage to survive all this time without ever hunting or expanding? Just being there. I don't dare to imagine what 200 centuries of inbreeding and cannibalism can do to people. I've seen them and they can't be called humans. What is most unsettling is their mystical background, impossible to be considered a religion due to its complete lack of basic rules and maturity. Okay, I would have expected some kind of reference to morality, but hey, the only simple premise is to keep an evil entity at bay, which has been stalking them since the beginning of time or Dark Ages. At this point in my research, I had to stop and consider the implications. The Dalmar actually thought of their later period, the systematic slaughtering of mankind, as good times or golden ages. I thank the Lord that this tribe never managed to grow, as I seriously think the region, maybe even the entire continent, would have suffered terrible consequences. This history is so ancient that it makes me feel dizzy. The vengeful god, which is incidentally referred to as Dolholm, control the Dalmar via its many incarnations. Most of the time it would be a tall, feline-like figure, always dwelling in shadows and slaying any villager who unwittingly came close. Some say its deadly claws would not only penetrate your body, but your soul. The purpose of the harassment is unclear. It would look as if the Dalmar were simple toys to play with. It seems then that the Dalmar managed to free themselves from its clutches with the help of an amulet or charm, which would effectively force the entity to retreat. The most curious thing is how this amulet was conceived. Two main elements were required to perform the exercising of this evil, and they had to be strictly related to each other, one representing the victim and other representing the victimizer. To achieve this, something related to each one was used. While I'm not sure what is referred to as the victim, I think it can be concluded that anything belonging to any villager would have served, given that they were all victims. As for something representing the victimizer, that may have been more complicated. What could possibly be related to a god? This god in question. Next, these elements had to be mixed with a rare medicinal plant native to the region, which apparently had the properties to blend both items together as long as they were not too solid. Finally, a branch of a particular tree whose name escapes me now had to be used as the holder of the blended items. Sorry, but my throat is really raw now. It is on this item that a mysterious blessing was performed. It should be noted that all the elements had to be organic. The Dalmar successfully released themselves from the control of the victim's vicious god with an intense ritual that seems to have taken days to perform. In the end, the amulet was so powerful that the entity surrendered to their will and offered divine power in exchange for sacrifices. But the Dalmar wouldn't allow to be fooled. Allow themselves to be fooled? Now they decided that getting rid of this evil once and for all would be the wisest thing to do, so they managed to capture its spirit and store it someplace where they could guard it for ages to come. My god, the evil spirit was cast into a mask, trapped inside the confines of its blessed wood for eternity. A mask, which its description bears uncanny resemblance to... Who am I fooling? It is that mask. The Dalmar would keep the spirit at bay via regular rituals involving the bloody sacrifices and the aforementioned amulet. I think I have to stop after this. Seriously. The last book I read today about the Dalmar, in reality 2 small paragraphs as amusing bonus reading in a book lent by the museum, has revealed to me something that left me completely paralyzed with terror. I've always wondered since I began studying them what made the Dalmar savagely slaughter neighboring tribes without any apparent reason. Was it a violent, raw instinct? Did they feel threatened in any way? Was it by a perverse and ungodly sense of enjoyment? No, it was fear. Fear that someone else would take the mask and release the god. They killed to protect themselves from falling again into the Dark Ages. If they went to such extreme lengths to avoid this, then what did they have to endure when the entity was free? The rituals haven't been performed on the mask for years now. What have I done? What have I done? I was shocked to learn about this evil. Terrible as it was, I still wondered to what extent James Blackwood went to get rid of the curse. Well, we just picked up a branch. Oh, well, we just read all that. Click through it, and away it goes. Oh, man. Christopher, these may very well be my last notes in this regard. I'm afraid Catherine has already realized what I've been doing here all the time. In vain I've tried to explain myself, and I know what might have been the outcome had I kept insisting. If you could only believe me, Christopher. Because I know you intend well, but I can feel the doubt in your heart. Put your rational thoughts aside for a moment and yield to the facts. If I can do it, someone who was constantly taught in the wonders of science ever since his childhood, then so can you. I'm hoping that you will contemplate the possibility of some truth in my assessments once you read about my latest findings. It is imperative that you carry on with this task. Catherine is watching my every step, and I'm afraid she'll take strong measures if I do anything out of the ordinary. You know, she has been talking to other doctors besides you, and psychiatrists. My God, Christopher, I fear that she is willing to shut me up in a madhouse. How is it possible that all of you won't believe me? I say what happened to my own son wasn't enough proof. In my adjacent notes, you'll find an exhaustive essay on the origin of the curse and what should be done to eliminate it. I know the whole amulet deal must sound crazy, but you have to trust me. The tribe has been doing this for centuries. Are you going to forfeit all that knowledge and experience? They faced a god, Christopher, and lived to tell it. Now it's our turn to live and tell the story. No, sorry, no, I have to stop this really now. Just press pause, please, and read it yourself if you can. That's it for this episode. I do apologize, but I really have to